Hi, I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Parr, and you're watching videos by Andy.com. I hope you have a comfortable chair and a nice cool beverage because this is going to be a long video because today I'm going to tell you everything you've wanted to know about this guy, DJI's new OSMO handheld stabilizer, and that's coming up right now on Videos by Andy. Okay, I'm back and let's get started. Now, here's what I'm going to attempt to accomplish today. By the end of this video, I hope that I can give you enough examples and enough first-hand experience to let you know if this is a product that you might want to buy. I mean, after all, it's interesting. It gets a lot of stares when you're out using it. And I've used this in a variety of settings, and I have some input. And remember, it's my personal opinions that I'm going to pass on to you. You have to be the judge if what I'm saying fits for you. You know, there's not one perfect product or one perfect camera that's going to be good for everything. You have to decide if this is worth the $650 to give you something that will enhance your photography life. Now, with that said, I received this as a sample from DJI. I received it about a week prior to the shipments going out to all those people who waited in line. This is a loaner, and it will be returned probably just a few days after I complete this video. And they told me this was a final production model, that, you know, there were a few of them that were sent to their headquarters and then they were allocated out to specific people, myself included, so that we could get some extra hands-on time so that we can assist them in explaining it to others. So that's what this one is right here. Now, what I'm going to try to accomplish in this video, and I have notes to help me through this because I have a lot to go through. We're going to go through what is OSMO, you know, what's included with OSMO. What does the name mean? So we're going to highlight that one. What is OSMO? We're going to talk about the ease of use and what you could possibly be using it for. We're going to go through the audio. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy in the audio. Do you use a built-in mic? Do you use a lavalier mic? Do you use a shotgun mic? You know, what sort of microphones? What are your expectations of using this out of the box? And what do you got to do to make it work for you? And I'm going to give you a few examples. You be the judge what works. The video quality. We're going to talk about not only video, but stills and panoramas. We're going to go through all this. The ergonomics, how you're going to use this in real life. And after just picking it up in a store and looking at it a little bit, how is it going to feel after an hour of usage? Speaking of hour of usage, we're going to talk about battery life and a few details about the battery, most of which people have talked about online, so no surprises there. Hopefully we're going to get into who is this for? You know, as stated, there's no perfect product. It's not like one camera is going to make you a Hollywood producer, but how will this fit into your productions? Does this really fill DJI's need? You know, we know they're known to be a copter company. Is this a ground solution? We already know that there was a lot of confusion that when this thing first came out, supposedly you were going to take the camera off your Inspire 1 and put it on here, and then use it in giving you an aerial and a ground solution by just buying this device. Well, we know that didn't work out, and supposedly, and I don't know the details, there's going to be a separate OSMO handle or gimbal or whatever coming out that you can use your Inspire cameras for, some sort of software difference, a lens difference. I'm not getting involved in that. I am looking at this product as a standalone product, and what, you know, how are you going to use it if you just buy what's in the box and maybe add some of your own personal accessories on there? And the bottom line, we're going to get to should you buy it. So, you know, I can't tell you if you should buy it. I'm going to tell you at the end if I should buy it. And then at the very end, I'm going to give an editorial opinion about reviews. And a lot of them are specific to this product and a lot of new technologies that are coming out and how these reviews, or overviews as they may be, how they're revealed to the consumer and what you should look for if you're taking that information and attempting to make a purchasing decision. So with all that said, let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk to you is this case. This is the DJI OSMO case. Now granted, you know, this is their phone holder. You put this on, you know, you lock the gimbal down, and it's something that takes a little getting used to. You go like this, you lock it, and it's a three-way system here. But once you lock it, and let's see if I can get this locked here. Okay, once you lock it, there is a method of putting this in here. You have the lens cap. By the way, this lens cap is a pain in the butt. you're going to lose this. DJI, either include more, give it another color so you don't lose it in the box. But when you're doing it, remember, this is a fragile mechanism. It takes 2 hands to get the lens cap off. Now, here's their case, and I know this goes in here too. Here's my feeling about this case. Honestly, it's stupid. You know, it's not that it's poorly well made. The strap that comes with it is garbage. It tangles up. It's very poor quality. Remember, this is a $650 product. If you're going to include a strap, include a decent one. Here's what I don't like about it. Once you get Osmo in, once you get its phone holder in here, you close it. You have no space. You have a battery charger. You have a battery. If you're taking us around, you need to carry those. There's no place to put them in here. It's just a poor design. I know DJI put a great spin on it saying it's the world's smallest violin case. Well, I've taken this through airport security and I've taken it through TSA at the cruise ship launch. I pulled this out up front. I showed it to them. I said, if you want to open up, it's not what it looks like. It is a camera. And they kind of laughed, and I think because I'm kind of jovial in nature, and I told them right up front, please look in this. This looks like a handgun case, and I'm sorry, I don't want to get political. I'm not talking about guns today, but in this day and age, intentionally making a case that looks like a handgun case, just not a smart idea. And it makes it kind of dumb that the case doesn't give you any room for any accessories. Okay, you heard me say that, enough on the case. Let's go on and move over to the next topic. Okay, a lot of people are talking about the fan noise and how that affects the internal microphone. So what I'm going to do is put the fan next to my lavalier microphone that's connected to that camera there, and let's listen to it for a moment. Now, I guess it's no secret how that fan noise can affect Osmo's built-in microphone, which is located right here, and how when using this as a selfie camera, that would be a problem. So I guess that's just a design flaw. I don't get it, and I'm sure there's a better way to do that. Maybe version 2 will provide a solution for that dilemma. Okay, I'm interrupting this review because I have to start over. Now, I was going through this in time sequence, in real time, to give you my experiences and to give you an overview and a solid review of the Osmo. Well, I got to the audio portion last night and I reconnected the app. Let me cut to what happened last night. Okay, if you happen to notice, the back of my set, or the corner of my kitchen here, we've gone from daytime to nighttime. That's because I had a bunch of stuff to do today. And I went on and looked at some of the footage, and here's what I've noticed so far, that the mic levels, yeah, it's low. Now, if we notice that while the microphone is on the front here, even though you're holding it here. Now, I tried some other things. I tried if you hold it this way or this way. The built-in microphone level is really low. Now, if you get it warm enough to where the fan is going, you're going to hear that picked up by the built-in condenser microphones as well. You know, this is kind of weird because I've had this thing on and off all day long. Now, a couple of things. On the app, I just turn it on. I'm seeing two things. First, and this is, I'm trying to digest this now. There's an announcement. It says DJI support Facebook page. An official DJI owners group are online. Join us at, and it has a web address for it. Now, I'm thinking, you know, on one way, having a support site, you know, through Facebook, that's a good way to communicate. But to have an owners group, you know, a lot of us already communicate through various owners groups on Facebook, and all these moderators do a good job. Now, the factory's coming in, and they're doing their own. I mean, again, a support site's one thing, but an owners group is another, and they have the benefit of being able to promote it through their app. Kind of interesting, huh? So, I don't know if I make a comment, but here's the other thing, and this has me, maybe this is now going to blow my review because now I'm going to have to do it all over again. There's an orange banner. It says a new firmware update is available. Update now. The new firmware version is OSMO 1.0.1.19. Now, since I'm right here in the middle of this test, I'm going to come back and have to update this later. Boy, DJI, you're not making this job easy, because I want to get it accurate, but holy smoke. Okay, now that you've seen that, I want to be fair. I've already gone through a couple weeks of trying this with microphones, and my summary on that was going to be very simple. That when I'm using Osmo's built-in mic, whether I'm facing the front or the back or whatever, the audio was just awful. It was very low. There were times when I would plug in auxiliary mics that they would just be filled with white noise or static, and that's all you heard. If I looked at my timeline and saw the audio, it was just a solid line of static. I couldn't figure out what was causing it. And the worst part was, it was intermittent. Sometimes the mics would work and sometimes they didn't. So what I'm doing now, this is now the next day. The clock has gone forward 24 hours. I have updated the firmware. It took 2 times to do, but then it updated successfully. I'm now on the current version, the version that you just heard me list a moment ago. So what we're going to do, we're just going to test the mics in this section, and then we'll move forward to the next part of this review. And I realize it's getting long, but hey, when I do something, I try to do it right. So here's my setup right here. You see Osmo. I have this on a tripod. The DJI tripod is not yet available. This Polaroid tripod, I got on Amazon. I've used them before. They're not the most indestructible things in the world, but they're good for lighter cameras. This is in its smaller position. It goes to about this high. It weighs next to nothing, and as you can see, it compacts small. It does work on the Osmo. As I stated before, the tripod mount on here is it's a little recessed in there, but with it's not that difficult. It's not rocket science. It does fit in there. This thing sells for about $20. So if you need one, it works. Most tripods with the standard screw mount will work on it. You just need to look at the plate to make sure it's just not too large, because then it could make it a little bit difficult. Now here's what we're going to do on the mic test. We're going to make this simple. Right now I'm just going to go in and turn on Osmo, and let me just go back here to the record. I'm doing this, but let me step around so I can hit the record on the app, but I'm trying to do everything the same way. I just hit record on Osmo itself. And so that I have a signal here, and people who are in video production will know what I'm doing. Okay, that is to sync up the audio between this camera, or audio and video, and this camera. So it's just an old trick. That way you can see on your timeline both the audio and the video on it. Right now, I am going to turn off this mic. I'm going to count down from 3, and then we're going to go to the audio on here. And you see, I'm right at selfie distance on this, and I have short arms and I can reach it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We are now on the Osmo microphone. Now, you'll have to be the judge of how this works. Let me go in and get around, because right now I have it facing, and the mic port is right on the front. I'm going to walk around the side here. I'm going to try to stay in camera frame, and I'm going to get here at selfie distance. Now, this is the side the controls are on, and I'm just going to talk, and you tell me if you can hear me. Now, I'm going to walk back around now. And okay, that's what it sounds like. Now, the motors are running. They're not running at its highest speed, because I just turned on Osmo a few minutes ago. But let's go in and just try some gimbal movements to see if you can hear the motors. The motors are really silent. And I don't know if that's picking up on the audio, and I won't know until we come back and play back the video, but you'll hear that right now. I won't edit that out. Let's just hear how that is for real. Now, what we're going to try to do, while it's rolling, I'm just going to pop in 2 different mics. Now, the first mic I'm going to pop in, and this is a mic that I've used on camcorders, that have a similar, auxiliary in or microphone and input. This is a Sony Bluetooth mic. This gives me pretty good quality. The only negative to it, it has a very large microphone. But basically, this connects in, and I'm going to go in and pop this in now. And then this is a Bluetooth microphone. That is a transceiver on the other side. And I thought this would be a good way to use this in a microphone, because you won't have the long cables, and I'll explain that in a moment. but you won't have the long cables. You can clip this on. You could still use it as a selfie camera and still have your phone mounted on the designated mount. By the way, that's Lucy in the background. You've met Lucy before. You saw her in the unboxing video. Okay, so now let's go on and move from this camera to this camera and listen to the audio of the Bluetooth mic. 3, 2, 1. We are now on the Osmo mic, or the Sony mic, running through Osmo on Bluetooth. Now, you'll have to tell me how this works. I've had, you know, it's been hit and miss with this camera. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go back to a mic that is probably more common in use. And I'm going to go in and disconnect this. And we're doing the whole thing while this is running. I'm now going to connect in an Audio Technica mic. Now, before I unboxed it, this is a brand new mic. Here, let me go and show you what the box looks like. Okay, you can see this is a powered microphone. You know, it has a battery in here. It is all fresh. It's new out of the box. We're going to plug it in. The one thing that I've noticed about many of the powered mics out there, and I'm going to say this isn't a rule, it's kind of just what I've seen. They come with very, very long cords. Now, I know there's some out there that have shorter cords, and I know some people are talking about these plug-in mics that just pop in, you know, and there's no cord on them. They just, it's almost like a T-bracket that they plug in. Well, you're still going to pick up the fan noise and all that. Those are condenser mics. It's not like the mics are coming straight out at you and they're going to cut out a barrier of noise right there. That just doesn't, audio doesn't work that way. But anyway, let's go in and cut over to the Audio Technica mic. And we're going to go from this camera to this camera in 3, 2, 1. We're now on the Osmo camera using the Audio Technica microphone. Now, one thing that would be very, very helpful, and I don't know if you're hearing me on this camera or on this camera, and I won't know till we play it back, is if DJI would have put audio meters on here. I can see the video coming out through here. Granted, it's just a tad bit delayed, but you know, it's good enough for what we're doing. It's a barely delay. Now, in fact, today, maybe after this firmware update, it's working much better. If DJI would have put audio meters on here, and then that way we would see if the audio was low, if the audio was coming through, if we didn't have the microphone in, if it was user error or camera error, and also have the ability to boost the audio. That would be a great help because not all microphones are going to give you the same levels. Cameras have those on them. Any cameras, inexpensive cameras, many of them have some sort of audio boost on there. We're not seeing it on here. Now, this is supposed to be an all-in-one solution that takes us, you know, out of the box and gives us a portable thing. That's Lucy running by there. That gives us a method of doing selfies. And in selfies, there is audio. This isn't selfie stills. This is a selfie video camera. Now, one thing I need to tell you, and let's see if this camera's on, I don't know. When DJI rushed this one out to me, one of the reasons were, well, first of all, they knew I'd give it a thorough review. That wasn't going to be, oh, let me take a look at it in here, that's it. That I'm going to go through this. Is that I was jumping on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and I was going to be one of the first in the country to actually have this in their hands. And I figured I'm going to be around a Finley crew and a variety of venues, walking around with this unusual looking device in my hand. And I wanted to be able to capture video and audio, asking people for the first time what they thought of it. What did they think it was? And you know, because of the audio issues, and even when I tried to use auxiliary mics, I was getting all the static. I wasn't able to do that. Now, I was able to capture a lot of video. I'm going to put that link down here. Captured, I probably have 15 minutes of video in a variety of lighting settings and whatever. And you can click this link and that'll give you an idea of what some of the capabilities are on this. So now that we've tried this with audio, let me go and make one more comment about the microphones. A lot of people are talking about putting on a Rode mic and using the the adapter here and coming up ways to do these types of things and whatever. While they might be a solution, my personal opinion, that is just dumb. And I gotta tell you why. By the time you start adding on all these devices, you've kind of lost what this concept of this thing is. It's something you take out of the box, you turn on, you make sure you have a battery in it, make sure you have an SD card in it. You turn on and you use. Now you need another case for all the accessories. And as discussed, this thing won't hold anything other than the camera and the phone mount. It won't even hold the battery charger. So now you've turned something that is a portable device into, I don't know, a transportable device. So well, this will work. And people, you want to go out and buy whatever microphones, or if you haven't used them, they are solutions. But to me, they're Band-Aids. They're not really what this thing is about. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder. What this thing is to me, it might not be to you. Now, I know my video is running a lot longer than what I thought. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to divide this up in 2 parts. I'm going to go in and put together the second part of the video, which I haven't shot yet. But let's go in and put a link down here below to go to part 2. And let me tell you the subjects I'm going to be getting in part 2 on this. I haven't gone through yet exactly what is Osmo, and I'm going to do through that. I'm also going to talk to you about the name and the answers that were given to me by DJI, what the Osmo name means, and what my first instinct was when I heard they announce this handheld gimbal as the name Osmo. We're going to talk about the video and how you can use it, what might work for you, and what this, in my opinion, how this thing could fit into your life. I'm going to go more in depth about the batteries. We're going to talk about the ergonomics and the usage, and we're going to try to come up with who is it for, and then we're going to talk about some of the accessories. The final part of what I'm going to get to in part 2 is, should you buy this? Well, more importantly, as I stated before, I'm going to tell you if I would buy it. But I'm going to give you enough information that hopefully you'll know if you would buy it. And I'm going to close that out by giving one of my Gadget Guru editorials, and this one is going to be about the state of the product review world. Things have changed since I was active back with the Today Show and USA Today and a syndicated column, and how people are immediately disseminating information about products. And it's not going to make a lot of people happy, but it's an opinion, and I'm going to give you my opinion. So that's it for part 1. Right here, you have the link to go to part 2. I hope you're enjoying this review. Questions, comments, and opinions, put them right below. You can go to videosbyandy.com, facebook.com/videosbyandy if you want to be notified of my new videos. And also, I put this on a lot of, a variety of friendly Facebook forums that are associated with products like these. Thank you to the moderators for allowing me to do that. Not trying to troll, I'm just trying to spread good information. And please, support those forums. And if you're seeing this video on that forum right there, which you are, then leave your comments below. So, stay tuned for part 2, and I'll go in and close this one out. For videosbyandy.com, I'm the Gadget Guru Andy Parr, and I'll see you online, and maybe with an Osmo.